Peace and welcome to my little oasis of tranquility in this mad world. Now, a lot of people ask me what I do when I leave Heartwatch on a Friday when we finish the classes. Well, now you know, I get dressed up as an ageing hippie. Those who claim to remember the 60s are all lying, and in the 60s I had short hair, a blue suit and shiny silver buttons, and so I'm now making it pretty in the twilight of my years. No, the truth is, my wife and I went to a fancy dress party last night. It was a friend's silver wedding anniversary celebration, and it was Joanne's birthday as well. And so we went in fancy dress, and I went as the proverbial aging hippie. I felt slightly disadvantaged because all the men were wearing high heels. They were all wearing glam rock costumes. At least I stood out, or stood down, or sat down. But the object of this little dribble is to just fill in a few details about Heartwatch. But before I go any further, I don't know how you ladies manage long hair, because this is driving me daft and I feel like a complete dog because I wasn't made for long hair. But I'm not taking the shirt off, Sharon. I don't care what you say. But the concept of Heartwatch belongs to Mike Dudfield, who was head of fitness for many years in Leeds, responsible for all sports centres. His father had died of heart disease sometime before, and when I started with my particular problem, which is cardiac related incidentally, when I was doing my fitness instructor award, we got talking about various things, and he explained what he wanted to do. He wanted to set up a cardiac rehabilitation program, what they call a level 4 program, which is community based, and to serve the needs of the people within Leeds and the surrounding areas who obviously needed some sort of rehabilitation that they couldn't get at the hospital. He managed to get independent funding because the council wouldn't provide the money. Surprise, surprise. And we actually got started in October 1993. He'd asked me to become involved after I'd finished my courses in the spring of 1993, and the rest, as they say, is history. We actually had our first exercise class on St. Valentine's Day 1994, and we had 5 people. They'd done the checks, we'd done the counselling, and when we got 5, we started. There was Mike, there was Steve, who at that time wasn't involved in as Heartwatch manager. Mike used to do it all. And there was me, brand new trained, fresh out of the wrapping paper as an instructor, with knowing how to run a class, but never having done one before, and basically clueless. And there are some people that say that over 14 years I haven't learned a great deal. But it's been an amazing journey. I've learned an awful lot, not just going on the courses. I've learned an awful lot about me, and I've learned an awful lot about the best part of 1,000 people. These are the people who've come onto the programme with all sorts of different problems, everything from simple angina to multiple organ bypass or multiple vessel bypass, and in some cases a transplant. We've had a phenomenal cross-section of society, from people who are in their 20s to people who are in their 80s, men, women, from people being long-term unemployed. We've had single moms, we've had members of the legal profession, we've had newspaper editors, we've had factory owners, we've had joiners, you name it, we've had them. And no doubt we still shall. And it seems a great shame to me that after 14 years we run what has been the flagship of cardiac rehabilitation in this country outside the health service, but because it's been decided that anything that smacks of health and not just fitness then is nothing to do with the council, and so the whole ethos is changing. And I have my own views on that, and I've made them clear in the past, and I'm not going to assault your eardrums by going through that again. But the real reason is I promised that I informed most people a few weeks ago that I took some photographs, and I was going to do a website on a site called Squidoo. That's SQIDOO, squidoo.com. It's a site where anybody can go and create a website without charge, and you build your own website. And what I intend to do was a full website about about Heartwatch really, and not just the programme, the name, but the people who've been on it, because whilst it's true that you couldn't have a class without instructors, all we do is provide the structure and the support. It's the people on the programme that make the programme what it is. It's our successes, it's the story. Everybody on the programme has a story, from the extreme ones like John Wildman, who was sent on the programme to get fit because he needed a triple bypass, and eventually he was so rigid with his adherence to our advice that his arteries actually opened up, and he's never had the operation, and that is fantastic. And we've had people who've come on who've made small but important changes, and everybody has their own story. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the photographs on this video. There will be, it'll probably go quiet, there'll be no narration. The music that you're hearing, which is called Eagle's Flight, which I thought was quite appropriate, because everybody flies high on Heartwatch, and it's just a question of enjoying them. I will try and embed them into the my commentary, but that's all I can do. This is a very, very simple system, but it has to be for a man to obtain to be able to understand it and use it, as I'm sure you'll agree, because all three of you are married. It's only going to 3 people at the moment, because they're the only ones of emails I've got that are connected with Heartwatch, and that will be Ellie, Sharon and Diane, who is at Airborough. So without any more ado, I will stop talking and I'll sort the video out, and I will stick the photographs in, and just, if you know anybody else, if you have an email address for anybody else who's on Heartwatch, please send it to them. If we can get some more photographs, if we can get some stories with a photograph for you to go on Squidoo, then I will be delighted. We need to capture this information now. We have to do it before it's too late, and I would love for you and everybody else to have their paragraph, their story on Heartwatch, just as a permanent record, because once it's on once it's on Squidoo, then it's permanent. It stays there until I decide to destroy it, which I won't do. I would never do that. So with no more ado, I will stop the rambling, I'll stop the video, and I'll stick some photographs on, and then I'll send it out. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.